Finally, we are going to see very quickly an analytical framework to link nature-based solutions with ecosystem services and water security benefits. This framework incorporates 6 interconnected concepts that when we are doing the analysis we have to evaluate, understand, and characterize for our watershed and for our project. First one is nature-based solutions. We already have seen this concept and we are going to consider nature-based solutions as actions to protect, sustainably manage, and restore natural and modified ecosystems that address societal challenges effectively and adaptively, simultaneously providing human well-being and biodiversity benefits. Ecosystem structure refers to the way the elements of an ecosystem are added to the landscape, its spatial and temporal configuration. And this is usually a technical exercise that takes time and requires a large level of knowledge of the basin. It refers, for example, to elements like soils, vegetation, slope, different biophysical characteristic. Ecosystem function are the processes that the ecosystem structure develops and performs. Ecosystem services, we have already seen this definition, are benefits provided to people, both directly and indirectly, by ecosystems and biodiversity. Benefits are the advantages or profit gained from nature-based solutions. And valuation is the value or change in human well-being that generates the ecosystem benefits. We need to go through all these concepts when we do an analysis so that we can connect nature-based solutions with benefits. Let's check this with an example. We start with the concept of nature-based solutions, actions to protect, sustainably manage, and restore natural and modified ecosystems. And in this example, we identify 3 nature-based solutions: targeted habitat protection, revegetation, and agricultural best management practices. We think in the ecosystem structure, the way the elements of an ecosystem are added to the landscape. Here we are thinking about soils, vegetation, topography, this kind of elements of the landscape that are important for a characterization of the watershed. Then we think about the ecosystem function, processes that the ecosystem structure performs. And in this example, we will be focused on erosion reduction. In the ecosystem services for this example, we will think about the reduction of the concentration of total suspended solids in municipal drinking water. The benefit will be associated with reduction in drinking water treatment costs. And finally, for the valuation, we will consider a lower water treatment cost. I want you to notice that using the elements of this technical framework, we go through a logical process to connect nature-based solutions with ecosystem services and benefits. But developing this logical framework implies a great knowledge of the basin. I would also like you to notice that this technical framework allows us to have the necessary inputs for a financial analysis, for a business case. If we characterize for the nature-based solutions the costs of implementation and maintenance together with the economic valuation of the benefit, we have all the elements to calculate return on investment. So, to finish, I just want to illustrate an example of conceptualization analysis with a drinking water treatment system. In this case, for the analysis, we identify the ecosystem service. In this case, the ecosystem service, the benefit provided to people by ecosystems, is clean water for municipal water supply. We also need to define a unit of measure. This is very important because we must be able to measure and report the benefit. In this example, since we are talking about water quality, we can select a unit of measurement related to water quality, for example, in a very simple way, concentration of total suspended solids. We have to conceptualize about our analysis. And in this example, our conceptualization is that, to reduce the concentration of total suspended solids at the entry point of the drinking water treatment plant, we should consider the ecosystem functions that, if improved, will reduce the amount of sediment that reaches the plant. And this leads us to the fact that the ecosystem function on which our interest will be is soil retention as an example. And here we have a second conceptualization that we need, and, in this case, it is that once the ecosystem function has been identified, soil retention, Determine which conservation interventions are likely to generate the greatest improvement in ecosystem function performance. With this, we can identify the interventions, in this case reforestation, riparian restoration, forest conservation, nature-based solutions that conceptually can generate improvement in the ecosystem function performance. And it is also important that these interventions can be listed along with their unit costs. This is the way that we can easily conceptualize the nature-based solutions, the ecosystem services, and the benefits in a simple example associated with benefits for a drinking water supply system. Just to end this talk, 3 important recommendations for the development of analysis related with nature-based solutions for water. Know your watershed. It seems simple, but it is the central point of our analyses, and as showed in this presentation, it requires a significant effort. Identify very clear what we are trying to protect and why. Please, don't fight the site. You need to work with nature and with the natural processes. And it implies another important thing, that is that you have to respect diversity and work with change. Recognize the importance of context. It is really important to link scientific understanding with local knowledges. It facilitates all the process. And finally, effective use of emerging technologies. This is a combination of desktop analyses, measurement techniques, and modeling applications, alongside field interpretations. Thank you for your attention. See you in the next module.